In today's video, we're talking about breakout players, and in this one, we're going to do 5 players who I think are going to break out in 2024. We're talking about offense, defense, special teams, and or rookies or veterans, players whom you may not even thought about could potentially be on this list. And I'm going to give you why I think they're going to break out from what we're hearing from OTAs and minicamp and just personal belief. Without further ado, let's go. Go to LionsNationUnite.com for the latest and greatest gear for Detroit Lions. You get some good deals on their shirts, balaclavas, cups, anything you want is on that bad boy. Let's get to the list right now. We're going to start with number 5 here, and I have Jameson Williams as a breakout player. This one is pretty obvious, the reasons why. Josh Reynolds no longer here. Jameson Williams inserted as the number 2 wide receiver. Automatically, that's going to give him more touches. With that said, at the end of last year, he was catching a lot of footballs, wasn't making a lot of mistakes. His route running got better. And then if you look at OTAs and minicamp, his route running is even more crisper. He's catching big balls. Yes, it's not 100%. He has dropped some. But he has made some big-time catches in minicamp at OTAs, and everyone's telling him that he's really starting to learn the system. And I do think that Jameson Williams is going to break out, and I think it's an absolute it's an absolute good bet to think that he's gonna do much more than what he did last year. Simplest fact is he didn't even get 400 yards receiving. I think this year he's gonna get probably 900 yards receiving. He's gonna get attention from Jared Goff because those two are getting chemistry right now, and it's only, it's just minicamp. Wait till it's training camp and the preseason. These guys are just going to continue to do well with each other. Give me a name in the comment section. Who do you think is going to break out in 2024? Any name you think. Next player is a player you may not even heard of, but I do think he's going to break out, and that's Mitchell Argude, the edge rusher, undrafted rookie last year. No one even knew who he was, and in this year in OTAs and minicamp, he's shown a lot of speed bursts. He's actually breaking the tackle, right? He's getting away from the lineman, and he's getting to the quarterback. Yes, it's in pajamas right now, but with all the individuals showing, it's Aiden Hutchinson and him right now. They're beating their one-on-ones, and we didn't know who was going to be opposite of Aiden Hutchinson. We still really don't know, right? Could Mitchell Argude blow up that much? Possible. Right now he's on the depth chart. He is number 2 behind Aiden Hutchinson. And you got all the other players like Marcus Davenport, Joshua Pascal, John Kaminsky, players like that who are definitely they could go in the wrong direction or go in the right direction. So I think he's going to break out for the Detroit Lions. I don't know what type of stats he's going to get, but considering the fact we didn't even know who he was last year to the now we're hearing a lot about him, that's going in the right direction, and that's all you can ask for. We hope other pass rushers can get the job done. We're not focusing on Argude because that's the last thing you want. We want to see the guys all around elevate their game, elevate their pass rushing skills, because that's one of the biggest question marks this offseason is who is going to be the opposite of Aiden Hutchinson. And right now, we really don't know who's going to be the opposite. So we need somebody to break out. Argude is a good player. It is a bet right now to break out, and I think he's going to do some good things for our beloved Detroit Lions. Let's continue on defensively here in who I think is going to break out. We're going to go with number 3, and you're going to know easily why I picked this player. And I got Jack Campbell breaking out. First off, 18th pick last year. Of all the rookies, he wasn't talked about the most. It was obviously Jahmyr Gibbs, Sam Laporta, and Brian Branch with their historical great rookie seasons. And Jack Campbell's kind of left behind there. They weren't really talking about him much. He showed some glimpse last year of what he can do. In the Kansas City game, he knocked the ball down. It was a big-time play for the Detroit Lions to help win that game. He showed speed and burst. He can tackle. We've seen what he can do in New Orleans Saints when Alex Anzalone was no longer there. He was put in the mic, and he did a very good job. Jack Campbell's got a very bright future ahead of him. And matter of fact, right now he's battling for number 2 spot on this football team at linebacker. You got Derek Barnes and him they're fighting it out to see who's going to be the guy. Jack Campbell, he's going to rise. In OTAs and makeup, all we heard is he's excelling right now. And it's that sophomore season where things are starting to slow down for Campbell. And we need that at linebacker because we didn't invest in an 18th pick for nothing. We wanted him to come out and do a good job. And I was saying it since we drafted him. This is a guy who is going to be great for the Detroit Lions. The next 10 years, we got a guy who's going to kick butt and wreak havoc on the defensive part of the field at linebacker, and I think he's going to do it this year. I don't know what his stats are going to be. I'm not saying he's going to be a Pro Bowl, but I think he's going to assert himself as a very good player this year, a starter this year, and continue to go in the right direction and make some noise. We don't know how good he's going to be, but I do think he's going to be much improved from last year. In the comment section, do you think Jack Campbell will improve? Do you think he'll stay about the same? Let us know in the comments below. Next player that I have on my list who I think is going to do a really good job and I think is going to break out is a player you don't really hear much about. How about Carlton Davis, the Lions corner who we traded for from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers this offseason? Now in Tampa Bay, he was injured. He got beat up a little bit. He got blown up a little bit. But you could see what he was doing. And I watched this tape. He's very sticky. He's good with his hands. He uses his hands, and he frustrates wide receivers. He frustrated us a little bit. And that is a good thing to have. He's got the size. He swings his hip. And he is a confident SOB. And he's doing really good in OTAs and minicamp. He has been sticky. He has been showing why we traded for this guy. Matter of fact, I think he could break out so much that the Detroit Lions may give him a contract extension. Remember, this is on the last year of his deal. And I think Carlton Davis, I think he's a really good corner. I think he can be a guy who could be an Islander, right? He can be. I'm not saying that he will, but he can be. The ceiling is there. When you look at some of the wide receivers that talked about Carlton Davis, Jamar Chase, one of the best in all of the NFL, said he was the best corner he ever went against, is Carlton Davis. That's high praise from a Jamar Chase, who's a really good wide receiver. And I love it. I love the pairing of him and Terrion Arnold. I'm okay with giving up a third-round pick. And look, even if he does really good, right, we don't want to re-sign him because we got N.S. Rakestraw, we drafted last year. That's cool. That's fine. But they have options here. And Davis is going to be a stud. He is. To see who's going to be the number one, number two, I think we already pretty much know who's going to be 1 and 2. We don't know. Will Terrion Arnold be 1? Or Carlton Davis 2? Or Carlton Davis 1, Terrion Arnold 2? I really think it's going to be Carlton Davis 1 and Terrion Arnold 2, and I think that's how it's going to start out. But there's not much controversy here. What we saw in an OTA's minicamp is Terrion Arnold, Carlton Davis is lighting it up. Tim 20-man loved what he saw from Davis in practice. And all we're hearing is rave reviews. And that's great. I think the biggest question for Davis is injury, right? Can Carlton Davis stay healthy throughout the whole season? I don't think it'll be the whole season, but can he stay healthy predominantly, right? I don't mind missing a game here and there, but we need this guy to be predominantly healthy. And I think if that is the case, we will be perfectly fine for him in how he plays this year. I think it's going to be just fine if he stays healthy. But that's a gigantic question mark that, let's keep honest here, we don't know if it's going to pan out. Let's get to the number one player, breakout player, who I have for the Detroit Lions, and it's a rookie, and I think he's going to do great, and that's Terrion Arnold. I really, really like what I'm seeing from Terrion Arnold, what I saw on tape in Alabama, and I had him as 1A, 1B regarding the best corners in the draft, and all we're hearing is how damn good he is. He's got multiple interceptions off Jared Goff, multiple interceptions at OTA minicamp by Hooker. He is very good with his hips, so we're seeing how smooth of a runner he is. He is staying with even Jameson Williams, okay? So he's staying with the fastest player, and he is looking good. He's looking at great hands, and he's learning from Arnold how to use those hands to not get pass interference. And again, staying with the receiver. How good is this? How good news is knowing that our draft pick, Terrion Arnold, has excelled so far in OTAs and in minicamp. And we're talking about when you're doing OTAs and minicamp, generally speaking, corner rookies are very difficult to learn. It is very hard for these guys to grasp the speed, the play, and how to operate. But on all accounts, he has been phenomenal. He has been everything that you ask from a number one corner. Not a CUDA, but a really good corner. Yeah, right now he's looking more of a player the realm of the Jets. You know, when they got their rookie, all right, he was looking outstanding, right? He wasn't looking like Lions rookie Akuda a couple years ago. He's looking really good. Terrion Arnold is. And again, we don't know if he's going to be one or two. He's going to be one of those, right? He's going to be the number one corner. He's going to be the number two corner. He is a bona fide starter for the Detroit Lions. That is amazing for even have this happening this quick. It takes a little bit of time for corners, and we needed Arnold to step in here and be a dog from day one, and it seems to be the case. It seems that the Detroit Lions got a dog. They got a player who is doing really good as a rookie, and the Lions' defense is going to be much improved in the secondary because of these breakout players. Again, let me know in the comments, what is a player you think potentially could break out? It may not even be on this list. Malcolm Rodriguez, maybe. I don't know. Derek Barnes, Khalif Raymond, Donovan Peoples-Jones. Put the names in the comment section. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Hit the notification bell. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on the latest Detroit Lions news and the latest Lions rumors. With that said, folks, adios.